Paul, 2-2 against Everton in the end. Might have won it right at the end.
Yeah, and that's fresh in everyone's mind, I think, and it would have been a magnificent 3 points. But the game was good. Listen, I know when I watch it back, it's probably a fair result, so we can begrudge them key moments because you know what, we're going to need them to go for us this season, and today it didn't. But the performance was good, the game was good. I enjoyed the game, and obviously the point's important. But I think it's just another indication of one, how tough the league is, but more importantly where we are. The bench is the strongest it's been. Luke got his first minutes. James McAtee's still to come involved. So it's taken till the end of the window for us to realise where we are, and now we get to work.
How pleasing was it that from an attacking perspective it looked as though Harmer, McBurney, Archer, they're starting to mesh together very well early on in their time here?
Yeah. Listen, we're going to have to take risks. We're going to have to try and play. We want to approach this league exactly the same as we did with the last, which I mean at times we have to defend, expose. We have to defend 1v1 moments until we recover. But we want to be on that front foot, and yeah, the good moments today, especially after going behind again. And the first goal was fantastic from start to finish, how we controlled the ball, and then the connection between the front two. So yeah, lots of pleasing things. The icing on the cake would have been that goal in the 97th minute or whatever, because there's no coming back from that.
The other side of it, I suppose, just the nature of Everton's goals. I'm sure you've got issue with them.
Always, but I think what it shows is when you don't get things right, we're playing against top players. That's the difference. So in every game so far this season, we've probably made less mistakes than we did in any game last season. However, we're playing against top players, and that's the difference. So that shows where we have to improve and how we have to improve. But I don't want to be. There's going to be times when we are without the ball. There's going to be times when we have to defend and we have to be really strong and resolute. But I don't want that to come at the expense of us trying to score, us trying to be on the front foot, us trying to be aggressive. So I think that type of performance you've seen today is how we want to play. It will mean we give moments away, but it's just they're the areas that we have to improve on them.
To square the circle then, how do you sort of tighten things up? I suppose that's the all-encompassing phrase, isn't it, for those moments, so that you give yourself a better chance?
Practice. We could easily tighten it up and play like we did against City, but we're not going to do that. We want to play and score goals and be on the front foot. We want 3 points, not one. And I think that shows today. We could have made changes to see the game out and go for a point. We won't do that because, I would not enjoy that. And it sends the wrong message. We're a team who wants to try and beat anyone, whoever's in front of us. We may have to vary how we do that. But predominantly it's going to be like that. It's going to be attacking substitutions. It's going to be committing bodies to try and score.
Egan and LaRouche, can you shed some light on what happened to them?
I think you could see them both contact. So Egan's hurt his knee and ankle in that collision, that tackle. And Yasser's was obviously a knee in the back. And yeah, but as I said, it's probably the strongest our bench has been this season, which is good. And that's what it's there for. So we intend to use our bench every game this season and use it to our advantage. There it was necessary in terms of injuries, but other substitutions, and hopefully throughout between now and the end of the season it's all tactical.
Are they serious enough to sort of worry? I mean, I know it's an international break, John will obviously be going off, but are they serious or just something that prevented them from playing today?
We won't know. Yasser's is a bang, so I would think he's okay, and it just depends how his body reacts to it. Eags was his knee and his ankle. He forgot about his knee second half, but you could still feel his ankle pushing, and it's my call. I could see he was struggling, so when I'm bringing Bash on there and pushing L in the middle, I don't think it weakens us at all, so it's just a sensible decision.
McAtee, done. I'm sure you're delighted to get that over the line and get working with James again.
Yeah, definitely. So like I said, we know what we've got now, so we know how we're going to approach games. More importantly, probably we'll start working now on how we want to go after games if we need to make shape changes. You know, we were pretty clear on how we did that last season, and it'll be something going forward that we want the players to be familiar with, because everyone's going to play the part, and when we're making changes from the bench and changing shape, we need those players to be really aware of how they're going to impact the game.
Yeah, I realise you'll have quite a few players going here, there and everywhere on international duty, but I'm sure you're looking forward to the next 2 weeks with those that are staying to do that type of work.
Well, you can't, because you've not got the players. Literally, we get everyone back on the Friday before we play Spurs. And it's a misconception. Everyone always says you've got time to work the players now. it's the time you've not got time to work with the players. But what we will do, we're going to use these 2 weeks because we've got players at different stages. Obviously, that's the most Cam's played since last season. Ollie Mack's first 90, Luke's first few minutes first team. So we've got players who we can use these 2 weeks with to make sure we bridge that gap and get them closer to where we need them to be.